Good afternoon, family. Brother Al once again coming to you on behalf of the Vineyard of Israel. All right, I'd like to thank the Lord for giving us this opportunity to serve Him in spirit and truth. All right. The title of the lesson today is called "Put on the Whole Armor of God." You know, because we have a problem, and I'm just about to deal with us in the truth. Because most of us feel like or act like, I'm not going to say feel like, I'm going off action, what I see. Most of us act like just because we're in the truth that we've already won. See, the difference is we're playing games. We ain't in the game, we're in a war. You understand? This is a matter of life and death. And I'm talking spiritually because the Lord said it's appointed to all men to die once. So that's the inevitable. We're going to reach that plateau sooner or later. Just keep living. But the death that we're trying to judge is that second death, a.k.a. the lake of fire. Right? But you can't judge it just by serving God how you want to. Serving God in a lackadaisical state. Serving God during like leisure. No. God is a consuming fire. He requires the best from us. And right now, truth be told, we're not giving our best. You understand? You can't get to church on time. Right? We don't read our Bibles during the week. You know, we're trying to get into a kingdom. You understand? We're trying to be around nobles. You know, kings. You know, majesty. We peasants at this point in time. We don't know how to act. So therefore, we need to come and learn of God so we can learn how to get into the kingdom. And we can learn how to become one of those positions. Because he said it's better to be a doorkeeper. Right? We don't even know how to be a doorkeeper at this point in time. Our actions tell me so. Too much of the world done took hold of us. We ain't putting on that armor. We putting on half the armor or some of it. And we're not diligent when we're doing so. Right? We got to get better. We don't have a lot of time. You can see all this chaos that's happening in the world today. We don't have long, but we acting like we got all day. We serving God like we got it made. God is not pleased. You understand? Us being in the truth, He requires more out of us. Because He called us out of the world to bring forth fruit. We got to get on our job. It's time to stop playing. We've been playing too long. 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, however long you've been in the truth, it's time to start growing. You know, it's time to start giving God more and giving this world less. We said right now we're giving the world our best and we're giving God less. But at the end of the day, we all got to give an account to all the deeds you've done in this body. The position that the Lord put you in. What type of steward were you? Right? What did you do to help further your cause and get into the kingdom? What are you going to do to help you on Judgment Day? You know, do you not understand the type of people we're going to be in judgment with? Prophets and apostles. I say your work has to be accepted. And the work we're going to ask ourselves, would you accept the work that you're doing? Because quite frankly, I would accept some of the work that I see. And I'm not even close to being nothing like God. But I know He's unhappy about it. But I know He's a God that just don't accept any old thing. And that's how we come into Him. This man is a great king. You know, He offered Himself that He wouldn't even offer our physical leaders, governors, presidents and stuff. He's sick of it. You understand? Sick and tired. He's better than that. He deserves better than that. Right? From the kids on. You know, from the kids to the adults. They train them up. Because if we don't, they going straight to that lake too. Even though they do the truth, still didn't save them. Because like the Bible says, you have to be a doer. If not, you're just a hero, deceiving yourself. All right, so with that being said, we're going to start out, you know, because like I said, we're in a war. We're going to start out with 2 Timothy, the 2nd chapter. And it's going to show us and tell us how to be a good soldier of God. And then we're going to see later on how did this war get to us. You understand? So we're going to start out at 2 Timothy 2. We'll start at verse 1. 2 Timothy 2 and 1. Hearken to the scripture.
Thou therefore, my son,
Uh-huh.
be strong in the grace that is in Christ Jesus.
Be strong. You understand? Don't serve God like a little weakling. You know? He told Joshua when he took over from Moses, be strong and be very courageous. Right? Because once you will in that power of God, can't nothing stop you. You know what I'm saying? So be strong in the Lord. Go ahead.
And the things that thou hast heard of me
That's right.
among many witnesses,
Among many witnesses. Go ahead and read.
the same commit thou to faithful men,
What you heard of me, you committed to other people, that they might hear and see my works. Go ahead and read.
who shall be able to teach others also.
That's right. Go ahead.
Thou therefore endure hardness.
So we're talking thou, therefore, that's you. We said endure hardness, right?
Mhm.
Hardships in our terms. Because we let you know right off the bat that it's going to come. It's going to come. Everything ain't going to be easy, especially once you decide to be a soldier for the Lord, right? That's when the war definitely starts. So we said with them, endure hardship.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
As a good soldier
As a
of
who?
Jesus Christ.
As
As
a
a good soldier of Jesus
As a good
Christ.
soldier. So right now we need to make the transformation. We're not in a game, right?
Mhm.
We're not playing football, basketball, no type of game. We're playing with our life. And when you with your life, you gotta fight. You are a soldier, men and women. But he ain't talking no physical soldier. Spiritual, mentally. Right? Get your mind back from this world. You got to do that. Endure hardships as a good soldier of Christ Jesus. Go ahead.
No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this
See,
life.
that's what we do all the time. We let this life consume us. No, but this life is short.
Mhm.
You know, that's our resume. You need to build your treasures in heaven on your resume. He said, don't be overly worried about what's going to happen in this life.
Yes, sir.
Because once you get entangled with that, it's going to gradually take you away. Gradually take you away. Gradually take you away. Soon, before you know it, you'll be 90% world, 10% God. And I guarantee you, with that, you're not going to make it. And the Lord says, serve him with your whole heart, your whole mind, your whole spirit. He needed it all.
Mhm.
You understand? Go ahead.
That he may please him who had chosen him to be a
See,
soldier.
that's the problem. We pleasing men out here today. The church is pleasing men. That's the problem with the church. That's why ain't no change in the community. We out here doing everything the world doing. But we need to please the one that has chosen us out of the world to be a good soldier to himself. Right?
Mhm.
That means you cannot do everything that the world do. You can't dress like them. You know, we don't want to change that. You can't eat like them. We struggling to death today. You can't talk like them. You can't think like them. Because where they're going, if you continue to take on their actions, you will be going to the same place as them, which is the lake of fire, which you have a golden opportunity to try to duck and dodge. But you heard the word. That ain't the problem. The problem is obedience. What verse is that?
We're at verse 5.
Go ahead and finish 5.
And if a man also strive for masteries,
And that's what we're striving for. Mastery, that's the crown. That's the making it into the kingdom. That's the victory. Go ahead.
yet is he not crowned,
You know, so we won't be crowned unless what?
except he strive lawfully.
Except you strive lawfully. Got to keep them commandments. Even though you win a war, you still got rules, regulations, and guidelines to go by.
Yes, sir.
You know, he didn't let you bypass that. That's what the world's missing. That's what the church is missing today. That's why we got so many people that's doing anti-Christ service. Right? But we can't indulge in what they do. We got to serve God in spirit and truth as he commands us. So let's go take a look at this war that's being waged on us and how it started. Go to Revelation, the 12th chapter. Revelations 12. We'll start at verse 7. Revelation 12 and 7. Revelation 12, verse 7. And I want y'all to know we do have an enemy. No matter how good your life is right now, you do have an enemy. Trust and believe. Verse 7, hearken to the scriptures.
And there was war in heaven.
War in heaven, go ahead. It's physical war. Go ahead.
Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, And the dragon fought in his angels,
And who won?
and prevailed not.
So the dragon didn't win. So what happened?
Neither was there a place found any more in heaven.
Right?
And the great dragon was cast out.
So because you don't win, you gotta go. You can't stay here. You know, still be keeping up this turmoil and chaos. No, sir. You gotta get out of here. You lost. Go ahead.
That old serpent called the devil.
So that's the dragon. That's who the dragon is. Right? To get his titles now. Running them down. Go ahead.
And Satan,
Uh-huh.
which deceiveth the whole
So
world.
that's the problem. Number one. Mass deception across the entire earth. The whole world has been deceived. Even us at one point. And truth be told, on certain aspects, we're still being deceived. You only got one way out. That's this book. You know, once you start to believe and obey, the Lord will give you, He'll bring you from that great deception. Right? Because it's more than just religious. Right? It's political. It's educational. It's economical. It's every aspect in life. Because I got to use every device, every while I can to bring you in subjection unto me. Right? To stray you away from Christ. If I can't do it through religion, I'll choke it out of you with the worldly aspects. Go ahead and read.
He was cast out into the earth.
That's right. So we're here. We want to make that clear. He's here with us. This is your enemy. Go ahead.
And his angels were cast out with
And he
him.
got some help. A whole lot of help. Go ahead.
And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven,
What he say?
now is come salvation
That's right. Now, it's come salvation. Go ahead.
and strength,
Uh-huh.
and the kingdom of our God,
That's right.
and the power of his Christ.
Right.
For the accuser of our brethren is cast down,
That's right.
which accused them before our God day and night.
So when he does the same thing to us. Accuse us. Deceive us. You know, how would you like it if I deceive you just to accuse you? That's what's happening. Right? That's a war. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb,
So that's how we overcome. Faith in Jesus, the blood of the Lamb, the Lamb of God. And what else?
and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death.
He loves ours. That's why we can't let this world go. Engulfed in it. It's overtaking us. It's choking the spirit out of us. Go ahead.
Verse 12.
Yeah.
Therefore rejoice, ye heavens,
Right.
and ye that dwell in them.
What about the earth?
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
Whoa, that's a strong warning coming from the Lord. He said, woe to the inhabitants. You are an inhabitant of the earth. Go ahead.
And of the sea.
Uh-huh.
For the devil is come down unto you,
The devil is come down unto us. Go ahead.
having great wrath.
Uh-huh. He friendly.
No, sir, having great wrath.
That's right. Great wrath. That don't mean he gonna always deceive you or rule you by anger or force. Subtlety. Right? Smooth things. The Bible says he's skillful in outwitting us. You understand? As soon as you think you got it made, there he is. Hello. Just been deceived. Right, that's why tonight's lesson is put on the whole armor of God. Go ahead.
Because he knoweth that he had but a short
So
time.
he know what he got to do. And he know he only got a short time. Go ahead.
13.
Yes.
And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth,
Go ahead.
he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man
What
child.
do you say? The woman is Israel. Genesis 37 chapter tells us that. We all Israel. The Lord said only Israel is going to be saved. Indeed it is. And when I say only Israel, I'm not talking about their flesh. I'm talking spiritual Israel. Because everybody got to be adopted. So the bloodline don't hold no weight except to get this truth out to everybody else. Right, so Israel is spiritual. And that's the woman that which the serpent is persecuted, brought forth the man child, which is Jesus. Right, so it's war against it. Drop down to verse 17. And we're going to see that. Go ahead and read it.
And the dragon was wroth with the woman,
Wow, that's mad, anger, right? The dragon is mad. Go ahead.
and went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
Pay close attention. We are the remnant of the seed. And he said, went to make war.
Yes, sir.
That's all aspects of life. That's why you got to put that full armor on, because you don't never know which direction it's going to come from. Right? Go ahead.
Which keep the commandments of
And
God.
now he's specifying who that remnant is.
Yes, sir.
The remnant is the ones who keep the commandments of God. Proceed.
And have the testimony of Jesus Christ.
So, and you have the testimony or you have the faith in Jesus Christ. Meaning you know who he is according to the scriptures, and that's how you believe on him.
Amen.
Right? So let's go look at this adversary a little bit further. We need to know our enemy. This is a war. Right? Let's go to 1 Peter 5. 1 Peter 5, we'll start at verse 6. So this playtime is up. You know, we steady losing the battle, but we ain't even fighting back. We're playing like we in a game. It's not a game. It's a matter of life and death. He said, every word will have to come before the Lord.
Yes.
Your words have to be accepted. 1 Peter 5, verse 6. Hearken to the scripture.
Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God.
This is the number one thing you struggle with. Humble yourself. If God say, thou shalt not, or thou shalt, that's what you do no matter how you feel about it.
Amen.
Number one, because you don't have the kingdom. You're trying to inherit the kingdom.
Yes.
And if he can't trust you, or if you can't be humbled down, you will not enter in. You'll be cast out with dogs, sorcerers. Right? Those that love and make it and believe it a lie. That's your company. That's why they say, humble down. Go ahead, under the mighty hand of God.
That he may exalt you in due time.
And in due time is when he comes back. That you may be exalted in due time, right? Go ahead.
Verse 7. Casting all your care upon him.
Why?
For he cared for you.
Okay, what else?
Be sober. Be vigilant.
Yes.
Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
And that's his job. Your adversary, your enemy, the devil, he goes like a roaring lion. A roaring lion destroys the prey. We all are prey. And Jesus said he sent us out as sheep in the midst of wolves. You pray. Therefore, you got to protect yourself. Right? Seeking whom he may devour. Go ahead.
Whom resist steadfast in the faith.
So this is how you resist him. He said you have to resist him steadfast, but it has to be in the faith. So this lets you know you can't physically fight this entity. All right? There's no way, because one angel killed 185,000 with no sweat. So it ain't no physical fight. He said resist him steadfast in the faith. Go ahead.
Knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world.
So notice, you're not being tempted beyond what you can bear. This is the common salvation, the common temptation. If one man can overcome it, so can you. You just got to purpose your heart to do it. All right? Let's go back to Revelation 14. We read one verse, verse 12. 14 and 12. Because your adversary, the devil, like a roaring lion, walks to and fro, seeking whom he may devour. 14 and 12. I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to get devoured. I saw the punishment. That punishment is great. I need to escape that. I have to have a fan on in the wintertime. There's no way I can survive that type of heat. All right, verse 12, go ahead.
Here is the patience of the saints.
So here's the patience of the saints, right? So you run this race with patience. What is it?
Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
You gotta have both. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. All right? Jesus is the Savior, the only Savior. Like the Lord say, I always remind y'all, he looked for a man, looking down from heaven for a man that was clean enough to save his creation. Couldn't find one, so he sent his only son. You have to believe on him. Believe on his name. His name means he saves. You have to believe he's the Savior or the deliverer. Right? And you have to keep his commandments. That's how you stay in his grace. Right? So let's go and see, let's go back to 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter. We're going to see what type of war it is we partake in. 2 Corinthians 10, we'll start at verse 3. 2 Corinthians 10 and 3. Second Corinthians 10, verse 3. Hearken to the scripture.
For though we walk in the flesh,
And that's what we do. He ain't talking about the deeds of the flesh. He's talking about the physical flesh at this point. So we walking in the flesh, but
we do not war after the flesh.
But our war is not after the flesh. It's not a physical fight. You got that? Go ahead.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
So the Lord equipped us with weapons. But he said the weapons that we're equipped with, they're not carnal. So let you know one more time, it's not a physical fight. Go ahead.
But mighty.
Mighty. The weapon that you're equipped with is mighty. To do what?
Through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
That's right. Pulling down of strongholds, lies, fables. You know, corrupt behavior, communication. You have to tear that stuff down. So in order to tear stuff down, you have to have a weapon. The weapon he's equipping us with is a mind to be able to read and understand his word and obey it. Right? It's up to you how you use that weapon. But he let you know all the time, this is a mighty weapon. Alright? Go ahead, what verse?
Verse 5.
Go ahead.
Casting down imaginations.
And he's telling you how to do it. Casting down imaginations, right?
And every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God.
And every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. Go ahead and read.
And bringing into captivity.
Bringing into captivity.
Every thought.
Every thought.
To the obedience of God.
To the obedience of Christ. Obedience to him. All right, go ahead.
And having in the readiness.
See, this is the problem. Look, we ain't ready. You know, we serve lackadaisically. We don't have that fervent spirit like the Lord tells us to have once it comes to serving him. Right? He said having a readiness to do what?
To revenge all disobedience.
To revenge. You know how hot you be when it's time for revenge. This is how ready you gotta be. You gotta be alert, on point, on post. You know, when it comes to things that are disobedient to the word, you got to be ready to revenge that. It's not time to lay down. It's time to get revenge on things that oppose God. Not give in. Not go along with. Not participate in. We've been doing too much of that, right? You know, we think that the truth is our protection. No, obeying the truth is your protection.
Yes, sir.
Right? Go ahead and finish that verse.
When your obedience is fulfilled.
That's right. So when your obedience is fulfilled. Let's go to Ephesians, the 6th chapter. Then we're going to read about this armor, and we're going to break it down a little bit by bit. You know, some of it will be explained a little more. Some of it don't take as much explaining. But this is the bulk of the lesson. So we're going to read about the armor, then we're going to come back and we're going to break it down. And we're going to take our time, do it right, and get some understanding. Right? Ephesians 6, we'll start at verse 10. Ephesians, the 6th chapter, we'll start at the 10th verse. Hearken to the scripture.
Finally, my brethren.
Finally, go ahead.
Be strong in the Lord.
Be weak when it comes to serving God.
Be strong in the Lord.
Be slothful.
Be strong in the Lord. And in power of his might.
And in the power of his might. Lord don't like no weak man, no effeminate. Right? You don't like no overly masculine woman. Everybody needs to play their lane. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11.
Yeah.
Put on the whole armor of God.
Because you in a war, remember? The soldier got armor. The Lord's going to break down his armor. He's going to tell you how it is. Go ahead.
That ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
So put on this armor that you might be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. You know, wiles, that's like a trick or a strategy intended to ensnare you or trap you or deceive you. Right? That's what he used. The Bible said another definition is beguiling or playful tricks. This is how he gets you off track. Right? This is the same thing for wiles. Also means he's skillful and outwitting. Skillful, right? Like a master at it. Like this is what he put his mind and heart to. He's been doing it for thousands of years. He's great at it. Hall of Fame, right? You can't outwit this dude. So your best bet is to obey this gospel. That's your protection. Put on his armor, right? Go ahead.
Verse 12.
Yeah.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
I keep trying to say it. Tell you, you gotta be mentally tough. Oh, that's what we lacking. Mental toughness. Think about it. Jesus going to the cross. No, he finna die. No, he finna get beat, slapped around. How mentally tough you think he gotta be to not say a word? knowing he finna get slapped and smacked down, beat to the point beyond recognition, and you still go through with this? You God, you ain't gotta do it. You know? Mental toughness. That's how you win in spiritual war. Go ahead.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood,
No.
but against principalities.
So principalities, that's a state or a territory that's owned by a prince. Right? Go ahead.
Against powers,
Uh-huh.
against the rulers of the darkness of this
So
world.
he let you know what we wrestling with. People that's gonna make laws, frame laws by mischief. People that's in position of power, sit in high places. It's spiritual wickedness in them high places. Only reason it's spiritual wickedness is because he need to get the people of God deceived so they can transgress God's law. An adversary, accuser. Deceiving you to accuse you. Right, go ahead.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places.
In low places?
In high places.
It come from on high, y'all. Spiritual wickedness. Go ahead.
13.
Yes.
Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of
So
God.
because of this, take on that whole armor of God. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir. That ye may be able to withstand in the evil day,
Right.
and having done all to
You've
stand.
done all you can do to stand, to keep from committing sin. Right? You got to do everything possible within your grasp, within your reach, to stand, to keep from transgressing that law. Go ahead.
Stand therefore,
Uh-huh.
having your loins girded about with truth,
Right, that's number one. With truth. Go ahead.
and having on the breastplate of righteousness.
Right, having on the breastplate of righteousness. Right?
Yes, sir.
Breastplate, that's going to protect your vital organs from damage in the war. Go ahead.
15.
Yeah.
And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
Right, so your feet, you walk. You got to be prepared with the gospel. Right? The gospel of peace. We're going to break all this down in a little bit. Go ahead.
16.
Yes.
Above all,
So above all of this, what?
taking the shield of faith.
Shield is your protection. Faith. Faith is your defense. Faith is your defense against all of these doctrines out here that oppose themselves against God. You understand? Sometimes when it don't even make sense to you, faith is your defense. Right? Go ahead.
Wherewith
Yeah.
ye shall be able to quench
What?
all the fiery darts of the wicked.
So faith gonna help you quench all of them darts.
Yes, sir.
Not some of them. Not most of them.
All right.
Guaranteed, all of them. Faith make you move mountains. Go ahead.
17.
Yeah.
And take the helmet of salvation.
Helmet, they go on your head. That's protection of salvation. Go ahead.
And the sword of the Spirit,
Which is what?
which is the word of God.
And what else?
Praying always.
Praying sometimes.
Praying always.
Uh-huh.
With all prayer and supplication in the
For
Spirit.
what?
And watching thereunto with all
Perseverance.
perseverance and supplication for all saints.
Pray for the saints. So we may preserve, our spiritual man. We can't be overly concerned with this physical. We can't do nothing about it. We losing that anyway. This shell gotta go. That's all it is a veil. It's gotta go. So we dealing spiritual, because he's telling you the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, they're spiritual, right? Okay, let's go back a little bit. We're going to back up to Ephesians 6 and 11. We're going to do 11 and 12. Then we're going to break it down a little bit. 11 and 12, right? We're going to see what he said. According to the scripture.
Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Right, so we need to be able to stand against his strategic tricks. All right? Go ahead.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood,
No.
but against principalities,
Right.
against powers,
Governments, rulerships, right? Go ahead.
against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
So the rulers of this world are in darkness. And this is what they're perpetrating to the masses. That's what he's letting us know. Go ahead.
Against spiritual wickedness in high
Against
places.
spiritual wickedness in high places, right? Spiritual wickedness. It's going to pass down to us. We sit in these lowly places. Right, let's go to Revelation 13 chapter. Revelation 13. We're going to look at the spiritual wickedness in high places. We're just going to deal with the religious side of it right now. But guarantee you, it's in all aspects of life. Revelation 13, we'll start at verse 1. Revelation 13 and 1. Harken to the scripture.
And I stood up on the sand of the sea,
Let's see, that's the people, right? The sea represents the people. Go ahead.
and saw a beast rise up out of the sea,
A beast rise up out of the sea. Go ahead.
having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns,
Right.
and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
Right. So this is the Gentile dynasty. If we would have went to Daniel 7, we could have broke all that down. We don't have time for that today. That's another lesson. But this is the government, principalities and powers that we're reading about that produce the spiritual wickedness in high places. He just letting you know how it's coming forth, because he said it's a beast, right? Which in Daniel represents kingdom of kings. So it's a kingdom rising up out of the sea, rising up from amongst the people, right? Having 7 heads and 10 horns. It's a whole conglomerate. Go ahead.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear.
Right, so we're going to describe this beast, but we're going to pay special attention to where this beast get his power from. Go ahead.
And his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
Right.
And the dragon gave him his power.
So who did we read the dragon was?
Satan.
That's right. So Satan gave him his power. All these governments and principalities, that's where they get their power. I don't care who is the front man, right? Behind that front man, you just got spiritual wickedness. From the rulers of darkness of this world. Go ahead.
And his seat.
Yep.
And great authority.
So he gave him his power, he gave him his seat, and he gave him authority to produce this power. Go ahead.
And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death.
Right, this is the Roman Empire. Roman Empire is the fourth beast. Going to be in power until the return of Christ. Go ahead.
And his deadly wound was
And
healed.
what happened though?
And all the world wondered after the beast.
That's right. All the world wondered after the beast. Remember we read in Revelation. Satan deceived the whole world. Satan gave the beast his power, seat, and great authority. So I want to make this especially clear that it's Satan that's behind all these governments that's giving them his seat. Everybody who participates in their seat and power and great authority. So it's no marvel when they come and pass laws about same-sex marriage. All right? It's no wonder. That shouldn't even surprise us. Because we as people of God should be able to anticipate evil before off. But we can't if we already sucked up in it. Go ahead and read.
And they worshiped the dragon.
See, that's the problem. The whole world worship the dragon. That's why the Lord tell you, come out of her, my people. Go ahead. My sheep hear my voice. Right? Go ahead.
Which gave power to the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
Right. Go ahead.
And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
All right, so that's why we got to put on his armor. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. And he said, the Lord give us power to pull down all these strongholds. Right? These things oppose themselves and speak blasphemies against God. But the Lord then gave us power to pull it down. Cast every imagination